Netflix has a show called Black Mirror, which is episodic, kind of like a Tales from the Crypt horror movie with technology in it. Now, I wasn't sure that I was going to do something like this, but I was watching season 4, episode 1, Callister, with O.C. Ikheil, I could be saying his name wrong, and Nate Parker, when I noticed this.
Welcome. You are, hey, you're the intern from work, right, Nate?
Packer.
Something.
Nate Packer. Wait, so I'm still just the intern out there? Jesus.
So I'm saying to myself, Packer, Nate Packer, that sounds like Parker, Nate Parker. And then I'm saying to myself, what in the hell could Netflix be up to with a Nate Packer? What connection does Nate Parker have with Netflix? So I go digging around on the internet and I find that Nate Parker was offered $20 million for his movie The Birth of a Nation. And he was also offered $17 million from another studio, which he took. And Nate Parker's reasoning for taking the $17 million over Netflix's $20 million was that he wanted a theatrical release, which is understandable. Because if you think about it, they released Cloverfield, this last Cloverfield, with a majority black cast, with a leading black cast. They released it on Netflix. You're sitting there or watching TV and it's just like, oh yeah, Cloverfield's on Netflix. And it's like, what? Well, that's interesting because all the white-led Cloverfields were released in the theaters, but the black-led Cloverfield was released on Netflix. I digress. So anyway, Nate Parker's like, hey, I don't want to release my stuff on Netflix. You know, I don't need that $4 million, $3 million. I want it to be released in theatrical form. I want everyone to know about it. I want it to be advertised so that everyone will see it. And black people, you did not support it. You did not take chicken to the theaters. You did not take your drums to the theaters. You did not go buy kente cloth. This was your real black hero. The Birth of a Nation was your Black Panther. And you failed miserably. But I digress. Now, this fool, Charlie Brooker, the creator of Netflix, went out of his way. Now, what issue does Charlie Brooks have with Nate Parker? Was this a higher up decision? Did Netflix go to the creator of Black Mirror, Charlie Brooker, and say, hey, I want you to put in a Nate Parker reference. I want you to denigrate him. I want you to humiliate him because he didn't choose Netflix. Netflix wanted to purchase The Birth of a Nation so they could just hide it, so they could just bury it as deep as they wanted to bury it, so no one would watch it and no one would see it. You know, they would rather pay $20 million to get The Birth of a Nation out of people's zeitgeist, out of people's minds. Because what Birth of a Nation did was it showed you that the democratic liberal white male was no more different than the right-leaning conservative white male from down south. It showed you that these trailer apes will befriend you, they will grow up with you, they'll laugh with you, they'll play with you. But listen, when it comes down to it and they're all about their money and you're in the way and you're their best friend, they will put you on that block and they will whip you to death. Because at the end of the day, you just another nigger. Don't care if they breastfed on your mammy, you know, growing up with you. You just another nigger. You in the way. And that's what this movie showed you. And that's what they were definitely afraid of. But guess what? Black people didn't show up. Black people did not support this movie. Great. Nate Parker got his money. Very happy for him. But he should have gotten more. And he was blacklisted. And you can find some other videos on that.